Told you this was gonna get weird.
As a person who knew nothing, almost nothing about Hitmonkey, just the title alone evokes adventure and wonder in my mind. And then stamp the Marvel and Hulu stamp on it, and then you see the creators that are behind it. It made me salivate. Nevertheless, we've got 10 episodes, 25 minutes apiece, and I'm here to tell you about it, non-spoilers. Let's jump in. It tells the tale of a wronged Japanese snow monkey mentored by the ghost of an American assassin as he cuts a wide swathe through the Tokyo underworld. Voice cast includes Jason Sudeikis as Bryce, Olivia Munn as Akiko, George Takei as Shinji Yokohama, and more. I didn't know what to expect when I went into this. Even with the animation, I'd seen a little bit of the trailer. I wasn't sure about it when I watched the first episode, and even when I watched the second episode, I still wasn't gripped. I think really the story finds its footing in episode 4 out of the 10, and that's because they are introducing you to the world of Hitmonkey. You have to have the kind of the origins, bad stuff happen at the beginning, but there's nothing for you to really care about what's going on. At first you have this assassin who seems to be a bit of a douchebag, and he's gone so far down the assassin road that he is literally just the worst. And then he ends up at this, I'm not going to say monkey retreat, monkey, basically like a hot spa for monkeys where they heal their wounds, and that is kind of the origin. I don't really want to go into any more of that. Nevertheless, monkey and assassin, well, a dead assassin and monkey are fused together in life, and they have to kind of do a revenge plot storyline from what happens at the beginning. So take a couple of episodes from that first initial episode for you to understand what this series is. It's about two characters learning to be together, kind of both out of a fish of water. One's a ghost, learning how to be a ghost and how to interact, and then realizing that you're not the center of attention anymore. Really, you answer to monkey, who is your tether to the world. Monkey learning how to be in the world of the assassin as well as people. And so that in itself is an interesting conundrum. But then when you add the politics of what's going on and how they came to be together, you have a very interesting story. Add some interesting side characters that I think you'll enjoy, and hearing the voice work for that as well. And then you have some very interesting mix of animation style that sometimes feels like they've missed a few, I would say, stills. It's like it's only got maybe 12 to 15 frames per second, and then when you get to the action, it's above that. I don't know, maybe that's just my eyes because I'm getting old. That's what I saw. I think they spend for the most part their budget in the action set pieces, which I think is the right way to go. But everything comes together in the edit for me in this. From the intro, the way they introduced each character, to the way the story develops in each episode, to the outro music that they choose, which is basically the tone for each set piece, to what's going on and how they introduce the end credit sequence, to the editing and pacing and style of what they want. It feels like it's handcrafted with love. Every single episode has been shaped to make you want to watch the next piece. And what happens from about episode 4 is they really start to kick into gear that arc, because you've kind of brought together a sort of friendship. They're always bickering at each other. It's like a buddy cop sort of storyline. But as the stakes get higher, as you start caring more for your two characters, you can't but help being a little bit of edge. There's tension build up, but you're loving the script and the dialogue, because it's basically monkey just being like snarky remarks in with grunts and or snorts, because that how else do you make him talk. And then you have the ghost dialogue, who is the quirky one-liner kind of Bruce Willis character from The Last Boy Scout. Is probably the best way I could probably think of him to relate to how you would relate and understand it. So you have this assassin who is highly skilled and trained, and seeing Monkey pick it up very quickly, he becomes a little unsure of himself as an assassin ghost. What is even that? As the story starts to pick up its arc, you start understanding where they're going. So it's not like you aren't sure of what's going to happen at the end, except I wasn't sure what's going to happen at the end. I thought I knew, I could guess, because I haven't read the comics. I thought I knew where it was going, and there was still a moment that it kept me by surprise, which I was very happy with. Between the arc and the story, which took me a while to get into, once everything comes together, you understand what each episode contains. I think you're gonna love it. I'm really hoping the fans will love this as well, because I thoroughly enjoyed it. By the time I got to the end, I really wanted more. So let me know in the comments below, are you excited about this? I thoroughly enjoyed it and want many more seasons if that's a thing that we can have from this series. I feel like there's a lot of content, there's a lot of stories you could go down, creating new and better, interesting, or worse ways for our characters to find themselves in a very dark place. I'm going to give this 4 Nicolas Cages out of 5. I'm tempted to give it a 5, but I just don't think it's quite there yet. Loved mostly all of it. Took me a bit long to get into it because I wasn't sure what I was watching. Once I understood it, I think the humor and the character developments really kind of started finding their feet. So let me know your thoughts below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.